And what did Terrence find out?
Did you read about all the levels on the plane?
Oh yeah, that would have been perfect. What you got, baby? I know you didn't let us down. How much more can I hype this up?
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. Were you able to read the crap John sent you?
Oh, yeah. Just most of it. I got through most of it.
Oh, nice.
There was a lot of shit. But you ended up recognizing one of the sigils, like one of the amulets that Quesnef was wearing. Do you remember anything about that?
Oh, yeah, the twin.
It was like two humanoid things kind of tangled up or something.
Badness.
Yeah. And then there's on the back, there's like this intricate emblem. You ended up pinpointing that to the twisting humanoids to Philelagos?
Phlegethos.
Phlegathos. Specifically the fourth layer. And after some research, you also found that the emblem on the back is a sign of rank. And it turns out that Quesnef is an archdevil, and he is ranked 6 out of 13, which makes him a marquis. Where at the very, very top, like number 1 would be like the lords of that hell or whatever. Or number 1 would be like the lord of all hell, and then like number 2 would be like the rulers of that specific level or whatever. Yeah, do you remember anything about Phlegathos?
You said it's the place that handles all court proceedings and contracts.
Yeah. It's also like a large casino resort, or there is a city that is a large casino, like one of the biggest city, like the place where the Fernia and Belial both reside is this like contradictory pleasure palace / center of the diabolical judicial system.
And it's super hot.
Yeah, this place is like fire incarnate. Just like there's no water, it's just fire rains from the sky. The fire here or there is actually somewhat intelligent and malicious. So it's not fire that'll just burn you, it is fire that will follow you and then burn you. Big balls of fire the size of buildings, chasing people, enveloping whole armies. It's a fun place.
Huh.
Ocean of magma, all that good stuff.
Oh, no.
So I think where we left off is we decided we still needed more preparation, and we were gonna consult the dragon, the golden dragon. What's his name?
Rignord.
Yeah,
Ragnar.
because we want to try and find more information about either Quesnef's lineage or how to find him after he's reincarnated in his old home.
Correct.
Yeah. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
So currently, you guys, I think, have all recongregated in the basement of the Mr. Bartleby's cat cave. Alan Greenspace Warforged spent most of the last session doing janitor stuff, cleaning stuff. Yeah, you guys all met back, told each other what had happened, that both outings sucked, and we'll say it's probably super late maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Have we not rested yet?
I don't believe so. I remember you guys were also kind of talking about going back to the villa for some reason, but I don't remember why.
Because Emmerich is at the villa and he has our book.
That's right.
We were going to teleport there.
Oh yeah.
And then was there something happen? Did something happen with the creature that aquatic creature at Arby's?
Nah, I couldn't get on her good side again. I've had like 3 strings of bad luck with it.
Alright.
You did talk with the Guardian for a little bit about it. What do you remember?
That's right. She said she like feeds on life force, and that it's Bartleby has personally given his life force a little bit to her, and has used it as kind of like a punishment or interrogation tool or something to that effect. Was kind of vague about it, but has used it against other people too. Fed other people to it.
And then Hawkwood and the rest of the 3, Pisswiggler and Python Indigo, all are going to go look for Lucan.
Right.
Something occurred to me while I was driving today. Whatever happened, what did you guys do with Hoonan Cost?
Hoonan Cost? He was in the place. I think he just got out.
He kind of vanished.
Okay.
We
You didn't
he
talk
had-
to him or anything.
No, we never ran into him again.
Okay. Because he, betrayed you, obviously.
Yeah, we found out when his zombies turned on us, and he wasn't around. So after the
Correct.
fight, we just met up with the other Dark Lantern guys and bolted.
Yeah, he never really showed his face again.
Okay.
Which looks good because we all look dead. You know what I mean? From Hoonan's perspective.
Faux show.
So I think we should rest and then teleport.
Yeah, and what happened with did we finish the thing that happened with House Thorani? Like, were we good with
I
that?
think you did.
Okay, cool.
You guys were going to fence some items, you remember?
That's right.
Essentially, he's going to give you, the stuff that you've sold, but he's going to take 10% of everything as like a fence fee.
Right.
So we can just. It doesn't matter that much. I've got the spell slot for a rotation circle. I can just take us there now and we can rest at the villa. And that way I will get all of my spells back.
We want to rest of the villa. There's nothing we need to do here left, right?
Yeah, unless
Do we want to?
we had getting Goosefire involved again.
My only thought is, you did all the research. We talked all that shit, right?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. We talked to each other, right? Like we filled each other in. We're all met up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay, cool. Do we want to maybe like get some like silver weapons before we head out?
Yeah.
Because I think they'd have good options here. Of course, we can't be seen here.
That's a good point.
We obviously can't be seen. But, that's, you said that's the only thing that really packs a punch against these demons, right?
Correct. You found out while reading that, if you're use melee weapons or any sort of physical weapon against these devils, they have to be magical and silver,
Ooh.
which is going to be kind of hard to find.
Well, we may need to speak with Goosefire. He does seem to have the ability to manufacture such items.
Yeah, for sure. You want some, like, arrows, too, right? That's a good idea. Probably expensive, but we rolling in it now.
I don't even see this as the biggest hurdle. We have to somehow withstand extreme heat.
Right. Yeah, fire immunity is more pressing.
Well, immunity's not going to be a thing. We can do resistance. Aren't we all pretty much resistant already? I mean, I am.
I think two of
Terrence,
you are, maybe.
Terrence, Quincy, and me are.
Yeah, I have like passive resistance to fire.
Well, I don't know.
You're using the flame cape, right? We know everything else that's fire resistant, right?
No.
There is the ring, right?
Oh yeah.
Or the gift of ash.
Yeah, it's immunity.
Yeah.
That is immunity.
Why? What is that? I can't remember.
It's the Quiznos ring.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I wrote that down too. So that's 4.
I don't know if we can equip that though. There's something weird about it.
Oh, don't you have to be a certain class or something to use it? You gotta be
No, anyone can have the. It's just it's an attunement item.
Okay. Oh, and fiends that use it do double damage with the
Yeah.
inhalation. So, like, that's what we were saying. Or what's his face could use it. I want to call him Fezzik. It's not his name.
So is it, who?
Fezzik.
Henrik.
Enric could use it.
Right.
Our demon boyfriend.
Or
Oh, yeah, but I think we're gonna trim down and go with the skeleton crew because we just don't have enough coverage to resist the fire.
well, we would just give it to Alan because he doesn't have resistance.
Yeah, I might need the fire depending on the tune status.
You'd have to unattune from something.
Right.
Well, maybe it's worth checking in with Goosefire. But we can't get him at 4 a.m.
We also want to minimize our exposure
Yeah.
in the public.
Talk a little louder.
We want to minimize our time in public.
Yeah, maybe we're not that far from like Zalargo over at the villa. They gotta have good shit there.
I'm gonna send a message to Goosefire.
Okay.
I'll tell him we've taken down the demon. Now we have to go to hell to finish him off.
Oh, you should
I
mention.
imagine
Isn't
you will want some. Will need some assistance surviving the flames.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out a little bit for me.
Yeah, you're cutting out pretty bad, bro.
I think your internet's being fucked, buddy.
Can you just talk clearly? Drop the Terrence accent.
I was saying, is it still cutting out? Can you hear me
Can
okay?
you hear me better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. I was saying, just telling Goosefire that we took down Quesnef and we need to finish the job. And since he will, since he's maybe invested in getting the revenge and helping us finish Quesnef, that I told him we would need some assistance surviving the flames.
Ask about silver stuff too.
What?
about silver stuff too.
Yeah, I just wanted to get his response there.
Response back is, holy fuck. I thought you had been there for at least hours. Everybody's okay? Or I guess he can't. He's just glad. I do hope everybody's okay. I thought you were dead for 6 hours. Fuck. Oh fuck, what is his name?
Glitter?
No, what's shitty KFC forearm dwarf? What is his name?
Thunder and Creed?
Thundrin. Thundrin is fucking livid. Wants to know what is happening. Is trying to run PR. Yeah, he's on a tirade right now. Haven't been able to speak to him, but I can hear him screaming from my manse all the way up to the manor. Also, it seems that he's started a large fire in his front yard for some reason.
I'll tell him, very important that we're not seen. We are better off as dead.
Agreed. Getting you items is going to be tricky then. So you're looking for fire protection stuff? There are some spells that'll be able to help you with that. Not immunity, only resistance, but it only lasts about an hour. How long you plan on being in hell?
I have no idea how to track him down.
You're breaking up real bad again, man.
God damn it.
Have you tried try unconnecting from your internet and then reconnecting from your computer?
Yeah. I'll try it.
Take a fiver.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Is it us, maybe?
Yeah, let's all do it.
No.
'Cause- Well, we were losing John for a minute there.
Yeah, John is cracking up pretty bad too.
Yeah, but he's.
Will it take forever to do it?
Reset the routers.
This place is busted, dude.
It's got a nipple on the corner.
It's ruined. Throw it into the fire.
don't know how we do it if we only have fire resistance.
Yeah.
It's so rare to get immunity. I have a level 6 spell that'll give you 10 minutes of immunity.
I mean, if we could send one person on recon to try and find him,
Yeah.
someone who could like gate back at a second's notice, and then once we pinpoint a location,
Well, we can go once. We can go, and then I have to if a long rest to come back.
the spell that gets us there.
7th level spell. They only get one a day.
Well, I think you should then. You're the only one that can do that, so I think you should equip the ring. And
That's so risky.
but if we all go and then we just die because we can't survive the fire.
No, can't you do things like the hut thing or whatever? It's not a thing.
It doesn't protect you from the.
Have you heard back from
influence of-
Bristle?
No.
Okay. I kind of want Chris to be there for this part,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we'll wait for it. No problem, Bob.
I do want to find a couple things. Hold on.
What does resist do for you?
Half.
Half damage for an hour, and then full damage.
No, everything. We all have it permanently.
We have, permanent fire resistance based on our equipment.
Alright, how's this sounding so far?
Much better.
Good.
Well, what is
Okay.
it that lasts an hour?
That was a potion.
Oh, excuse me.
God bless you.
Okay.
What's your god, Michael?
Um,
The almighty powerful Elm.
Praise him.
You haven't been back to that temple of Helm that you saved, that you got your big epic boon from.
True. I don't know if this is the time though.
You what?
I said I don't know if this is the time though.
Okay. So Goosefire, I think the last thing you said is that Goosefire's been to help. He's got some stuff he'd be able to loan you if you're looking for silver stuff, any sort of fire resistant stuff. He'll go looking for it if you can give him about like 4 to 5 hours. You guys set up a secure meeting location and way to secure the goods without him or Glitter having to leave the estate. I think that looks really weird, because especially because Thunder and Creed knows that Glitter is Goosefire's little henchman.
Right.
He's gonna try to scrounge up some stuff. You work on securing the goods, or he'll work on securing the goods. You find a way to get the stuff, and he'll check back with you in a little while.
Cool.
Alright.
Alright, do we finish our long rest here then?
Yeah, in that case, if we had to stay in town for a few more hours, then we ought to just rest.
Yeah. Also, I just thought of something. Ballstar, you can kind of have fire immunity whenever you want, right? You can change into fire elemental.
Not, what is it? I can, half my level is the number of hours I can stay on it?
Yeah.
So I can,
Yeah,
I can stay as 7 hours. But then,
But you could do it twice, though, right?
no, I can only do an elemental once. I've used both my beast changes to go elemental.
I get you.
That's why I don't do it that often.
Well, it's It doesn't sound like there's a constant, like you're always on fire when you're down there. It sounds like it's something that will seek you out if you're unlucky, or like there's ways to avoid it. There's ways to get away from it, at least temporarily.
I don't know.
Actually, from being about that state capital, the capital where Fredia and Belial both reside, it's called Aberlock. It's essentially like Venice, but with law.
Yeah.
So once you actually get into the big state, there's gonna be fucking magma everywhere, and even being within 40 feet of magma begins giving you fire damage. Or begins giving you exhaustion. Because there's just we get really exhaustion, but like even within like 10 feet of lava, you start getting fire damage.
It sounded like traditional hell, we said.
Yep. Venice, but
Yeah, but he also talks about like you can get like fake paperwork, and you can have people ferry you around. There's like, there's some areas that aren't always constantly on. Like the whole intelligent flames. It's not just the whole place is on fire. It's
there are creatures.
there's flames that will seek you out if it spots you or senses you or whatever.
Will have to be extra sneaky.
So I can hear you guys in Buffalo pretty good, but John, you were getting real like buzzy, cutting out quite a bit. Or did you guys hear that, or is that just me?
Same for us.
Yeah, there were some times we couldn't even hear John.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're getting that robot cutting out, like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
I guess we'll just hope it gets better.
it's okay now.
Okay.
It was a little bit earlier.
Cool. So, you started you continuing the long rest for the next, 5 hours or whatever. Until you're supposed to contact Goosefire.
I like it.
Yep.
Okay. What's your plan to get the materials he's going to try to get for you?
Shoot, couldn't I just go get them?
You can certainly try that if you'd like.
I mean,
What do you mean? I don't understand.
No one's gonna recognize me.
I'm gonna make an insight.
Oh, right.
Can I make an insight check on the people I've interacted with in Sharn? Like, is there any shade towards Warforged? Are they just walking around freely? Or are people very suspicious of Warforged?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
29.
You have seen certain Warforged kind of roam freely. However, a certain grisly sight down in the lower levels comes to mind, where you saw in the town square somebody had, or presumably like a large mob, had disassembled Warforged but kept them alive, stockpiled and nailed them to wooden places where it's just fucking Warforged body parts, and they were just constantly trying to set it on fire.
They did mess up Glitter during that one
Pretty
scene.
bad. Yep. So, yeah, it would definitely pass the recognition test, but might be dangerous. So go.
On the other hand, who has disguised self? Besides me.
I can only cast it on myself.
Yeah, we can just ritual cast that ish and just walk around.
I can cast
And
it.
also, there's that leather armor that lets you disguise.
Where did we get that?
Who has that?
Quesnef's armor.
Oh.
All that new joints I keep forgetting about.
Wait, nope, that wasn't from Quesnef. Where did we get that armor?
I don't know, man.
Oh, that was from the vampire necromancer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just Ulthier.
I think
Yeah,
Hawk,
Ulthier had leather armor that allows you to disguise.
I think Hawkwood took that though.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say what?
Hawkwood took that.
Oh, okay.
Well, if two of you can just do it yourself, that should be fine.
Yeah, we can just disguise.
So what are you guys doing?
I mean, really, we just kind of have to leave Quincy. We, if Alan comes under the escort of two other people, then it should be fine.
I agree. Yeah, I'm just trying to finish our rest and buy our shit and get out of here.
Okay. You guys finish your rest. You wake up. It's probably about like 8 o'clock in the morning at this point. Birds are chirping. It's another gray, drizzly, semi-cold day outside.
Where are we meeting up, Terrence?
You get a message back from Goosefire after about 5 hours saying, okay, I've gotten some stuff. I got a package for you. How do you want to do this?
We can. We're in the government district currently. We can
Why don't we just rent?
venture wherever you need us to.
Let's just like rent a shitty tavern room. Anywhere. Know what I mean?
Can you send someone to the government district?
I could do a dead drop. Yeah. Let me contact House Orient. I'll send a courier to get this package. Which tavern?
Can I just start walking around looking at places?
Sure. You tell me what this tavern is like. It's in the government district, so
Oh man.
So every single person in there is wearing pretty much exactly the same thing: khakis and like a light blue button-up.
Rocks.
Oh, I was thinking like a Denny's. Like we're at like a chain
oh yeah,
tavern.
it's a chain tavern.
Drunk, and everyone's wearing the same. Occasionally, you'll get like a checkerbox plaid pattern on that light blue.
So it's like fluorescent lights. Like there's no like rustic candles or fireplace. It's just like booths and like lights, and then there's like stairs going up to like shitty motel rooms upstairs.
Hell yeah.
It's all sterile and fluorescent.
Red
It's
ribbon.
there's a drop ceiling with that shitty like recycled foam tile.
Oh yeah. So what's the name of the chain?
It Jeff's, but it's spelled with a Geoff.
Jeffs.
Welcome to Jeff's.
You guys you get mail, like, you guys don't even own a place, and you still see flyers, like, just in the gutter, like, for, like, 15% off the room at Jeff's through September 23rd.
It's Fish Stick Fridays here at Jeff's.
Fantastic. He goes, okay, I'll send a courier with the package to Jeff's. And you don't have a room number or anything. Should I ask the courier to look for anything specific?
Yeah, just have him ask for, I don't know, fucking Donnie Darko, I don't know.
Donnie Darko it is. Fuck, I really wish I had come with you guys. When are you leaving?
We are trying to narrow down our approach. We'd like to spend as little time down there as possible, and we have no idea where to begin. We're going to spend the next at least day attempting to gather as much information as we can.
Okay. Before you leave, send me a message. I'll see if Creed has died down, or maybe I can slip away.
Very well.
message. You guys gonna go reserve a room at Jeff's?
Party of Jeffs.
Please, I think all of the employees have to wear those stupid little paper hats with like a red striped shirt and like also khakis, but this like brilliant, gross green apron. Like no matter what they do, they have to wear this stupid fucking apron with like, oh, flair. Oh yes, it's gonna be like
Obviously.
TGIFs where like they all put fucking flare buttons on the shitty apron.
Can I suggest another name? It's gotta be, the tavern should be called the Rubber Stamp.
I really like Jeff's.
Too.
I'm like super into Jeff's.
Alright?
What's the
Yeah.
rubber stamp reference?
Like government's shit.
Oh, okay.
How about each like chain tries to be like eclectic? So the one in the government district has a stamp collection. They, like for the flair on the walls. Like one of them's like 50s charm, and there's like fantasy Elvis and like fantasy Marilyn Monroe. And then this one just has rubber stamps everywhere.
Alright.
Awesome. So yeah, everybody go to Jeff's, party down.
I think me and Terrence for sure. I don't know about the other guys.
I'm staying back.
I think I am gonna go, just cause.
Okay.
Try out the new legs.
Are you wearing like a trench coat? Like a Carmen Sandiego hat?
Oh man, incognito trench coat robot. You just like struck all of my like fantasy chords right there. That makes me so happy.
I don't really have a trench coat.
What about your...
Oh, there's trench coats. Oh, there's trench coats.
Yeah, we're the Dark Lantern, like HQ.
There's before Mr. Bartleby turned into a cat, you can go into his personal wardrobe, and there's tons of trench coats.
He has an entire collection.
Yeah, if you remember, before Mr. Bartleby like changed over, what Bobo looks like now, he was like about 19 or 20 years old, and he's just had like this red hair and this fucking punchable ass smile, like just this fucking like aristocratic like sneer. And there's like some portraits of him. That motherfucker would definitely have a trench coat.
Alright. I will borrow the trench coat.
And a samurai sword.
There's just mall ninja shit everywhere.
Duster Greenspan.
Dusty Greenspan. There's like those stupid like claws, like that you can grip, and it's got like a wolf head on it. That's like shitty, like pewter.
It's for shredding your pulled pork.
Yeah. There's also fidget spinners with blades. Yeah, so Duster Greenspan putting on his incognito hat and trench coat. You guys all head out into the rain. Quincy staying behind. Go to your friendly local Jeff's. The rain has kind of begun to pour down. The sky's gone from like just dark and gloomy to like that almost greenish gray, and you fucking know there's a torrent coming. It's just like pouring down, giant drops. They're cold as hell. It smells like shit because it's just wafting up from all the sewers, and all the gutters are flooded. People are kind of running back and forth. With a umbrella up, with a duster and trench coat, nobody really knows his Warforged Greenspan. You can see in the distance there's that brilliant fluorescent Jeff's sign built in to the side of one of the towers. You kind of make your way up some stairs on the outside and make your way into Jeff's. As you walk in, it's just like fucking sterile air, like bad air conditioning, just a tinge of mold. There's like bad, like sickening yellow wallpaper everywhere. There's a couple of sad people that are just like off in a booth, like in the buffet, just eating alone. There's some people like mopping, wearing those ridiculous outfits. You can rent a room here I'll say it costs you like 5 gold for if you want to rent it for half a day or whatever. It's fine.
We do that.
You put your name under Donnie Darko.
Yep.
They give you the room key. Go to the room. You open it up. It's sad motel. It's just a single room with a bathroom. There's like a TV, fantasy TV. Do we have fantasy TVs? Yeah, we do. Because when we went into Gooseplayer's Tower, there was like all of the giant LED screens that were like popping up all the corporate propaganda.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Fantasy.
a pool of horse blood.
Pool of horse blood. Yes. That's like mirrored, so that you can watch it vertically. Yeah, that's going on. It's the same, just like Jeff's advertisements. Storm gets bad. So you can cracking thunder outside, and just the ring's not lit up. Eventually, you hear 2 or 3 polite knocks on the door.
I used Alter myself, and I look exactly like, let's say Danny DeVito. But I'm like tall. I try to make myself as tall as possible. So I'm like,
Okay,
I'm a solid.
tall. That's frightening. A tall Danny DeVito.
Well, I can only be a foot taller than my normal self. So I'm just like a regular Danny DeVito.
Okay. You open the door. There is a young boy. He's maybe like 14. He's dressed in the silver and blue, kind of like this little sharp uniform. Almost a suit, but kind of not. He's got a big messenger's bag. He goes, hello. I have a package for Mr. Darko. And he pulls out this tiny, like, Crown Royal bag.
Oh, perfect. Come inside.
I hand him a piece of gum.
A what?
A piece of gum.
A piece of gum? He takes the gum. He goes, well, we can't accept tips, sir. You can just take that. Thank you. I've been paid. Everything's fine. House Orient thanks you for your service. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, there is a survey I'd like you to take. He pulls out a clipboard. He's like, if you just give me a quick little survey on how I did, how everything's looking, how quickly we got here.
Yes.
I excitedly
Give me
fill it
1
out.
second.
Terrence definitely disguised to look like that Seinfeld episode where they hired an actor to be Kramer.
I don't remember.
I just watched that episode.
To be Kramer for what?
The show about
Well, they were recording when Jerry was recording the show. In the show,
Oh, look, it's great. Yeah.
there was a handsome Jason Alexander double, and then like a really crazy looking guy that looks like Kramer.
The actor's name is Tom Pepper on the show. Just look up Tom Pepper Seinfeld.
So that's what Terrence is.
Oh, he was in Breaking Bad too. He was the junkyard.
Anyway, he gives you a little survey about timeliness, professionalism, if he was clean, if he got there in the right place, if he was polite and all that.
Ballstar asked for a second copy to fill out.
He gives you a second copy.
Enthusiastically fill it out. Hand
Okay.
it back to him.
He takes the surveys, he goes, House Orient thanks you, and goodbye. Shuts the door. So you have this tiny little Crown Royal bag.
Oh shit. Should we open this here, do you think? Or do you want to just take it right back?
See what we got.
I think we should look.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. I close the window and can I just make a perception check? Is there a window?
Yes, there's like a window on like the second floor with those like shitty Venetian blinds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scope out the window and see if I can spot anybody.
Okay, it's gonna be a disadvantage actually because the rain is super hard.
Okay, that's right. Natural 20 and a 15, so 20, 25.
With a 25, you don't notice anything. Kind of look out into the street. You don't really see anything. There's some people kind of wandering about. It looks like somebody's like unloading a carriage out there to get into Jeff's to book for the night, but nothing suspicious that you see.
Okay. I'm gonna pop a detect magic and just look around the room.
Okay. Pop it, detect magic. Roll a investigation or perception.
Cool. I'm gonna do investigation, so that's gonna be 17.
Investigation, 17, and you're kind of looking around. You do notice that there is a ward in one of the corners of the bedroom.
Yo, Terrence, what is that?
It's like a little blinking of light, like a marble sized. It's not bright. It's just like this little pulsing thing with detect magic.
This thing's magic. What the hell is this?
Is it does Jax recognize it as some kind of glyph?
You could roll a Arcana if you like.
Yes, he is. 18.
18. It is a type of like scrying, like rune, that allows once it's not supposed to be able to be active once the room has been checked in. It's like something like a security thing, like as Ballstar goes back, or Alan Greenspan immediately goes back to like he would read everything he's signing to get into a Jeff's, right? So he's reading everything. He kind of goes back to the paperwork, and it does state very clearly that there is a small scrying device in each room, but it's for security purposes only and should not be active during one's stay there. It's only when the room is not occupied does it trigger.
Okay, so I'll mention that.
It's a little spooky. I don't know, man. We could cover it up and maybe like, dude, can you silence stuff? Or is that Quincy? I can never remember.
I don't know. Is this thing active?
I don't know, man.
What was did you roll an Arcana check?
It was 18.
18. It's hard to tell if it's active or not.
Bye here, this feast.
We better just leave. Let's do this elsewhere.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Alright, back to the chateau or whatever.
Heading back to the Dark Lanterns, meet up with
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
Okay. You guys step back out into the rain. Storm's not letting up. Back to Mr. Bartleby's Manor. Go up the stairs, open the double doors, kind of stump your feet in the foyer. The Guardian is sitting there watching you, all wet and everything, just curiously. You guys go back down to the cat cave, and there's that little Crown Royal bag. There's a little tag on the Crown Royal bag. The tag says, unfold when ready.
We ready, bitches?
Okay. Who's going to unfold it?
I'll stand back and kind of push everything out of the way, expecting this thing to kind of pop open, and then I'll grab it and then kind of run away from it as I pull the tag.
Okay, you grab it. You notice, like, you see that there's, like, preparation in it. It's not like a bag of holding, because even when you open it up, it looks empty.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, close it. But there's a little preparation along one of the sides. You begin to kind of tear it, and it, like, opens up, and there's another preparation, and you tear it again. As you tear that, it, like, doubles in size. And then, like, you tear it again, and it doubles in size, and all of a sudden becomes insanely heavy. as it drops to the floor and then as big as like a small carpet.
Damn. Holy shit.
Laying on that are a multitude of weapons and a few wooden cases and a few other items. Firstly, I'm going to have you roll some stuff.
Okay.
Who wants to roll first?
I will.
Okay. Percentile dice with a D100. Give me the first one.
88.
88. Okay.
Treasure.
And then give me another D100.
91.
Oh, okay. This is interesting. There is a. It looks just like a leather thong with a little cup, and then attached to that is a something you would hold in your hand like this. As you kind of pick it up, you realize it's a fucking slingshot.
Whoa.
However, you notice that the slingshot is fucking artfully made. And you bring it back. It's a +1 slingshot.
Nice.
And then there's another little tiny bag that has 20 ball bearings in it. Each one of them a glittering silver.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Next up. Does anybody else want to roll?
Sure. Uh, 100?
100. Okay.
Oh no. D100 percentile.
Yeah, D100.
77.
Okay. Give me another one.
Uh, 30.
Fuck. So right next to that is something that dwarfs it. There is this about 5 foot long pole, and attached on top of that pole is a immaculate head, this round head that is done in a gleaming silver that is masterfully made. And that's kind of it. It's like this super long 4-foot pole, and then just this circle on top of it. As you take a closer look at it, you pick it up and you realize the haft can be twisted, and when you twist it, 3 blades go out the side. It's a pole arm. This is a +1 silver pole arm. This would be a rancier, I think. Or you just call it a halberd. I think it does a 1d10. It's pretty rad.
Nice.
Noise.
It's a great option. Does that have reach too?
Yeah.
Damn, 10-foot reach with a.
Does that mean flying stuff?
No, you
5.
can.
Yeah, it's a 5-foot reach, I think. You can hit somebody 5 feet away. So I mean 10 feet, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so skip the space between you.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome. You can be engaged with all types of people now. You know what I mean?
It's pretty cool. Next up, who wants to roll?
I'll do it. Alright. $21.
Okay. Roll another D100 for me.
98.
Ooh. Next to that is another long hafted weapon. Although you can see it's pretty simple. Although instead of the wood part that other one is, this one is made of a straight silver. It's all engraved. Just one sleek rod that fans out to a very broad head, like a giant arrow, and then serrated and meets to a wicked fucking point. It is a +1 silver spear.
Nice.
Alright.
And one more.
two D100s, right?
Yep.
First one is 40 even,
Okay.
and the second is 12.
Interesting.
The
This
spear-
one
spear you can throw.
is a
60-foot range.
it almost looks like a warhammer, but the hammer part is pretty small. You could use it. It's pretty much like one-handed, but it's like there's a weight at one end of it, and then this fucking long giant spike that's curved down. It is a +1 silver war pick.
Cool.
Alright, so now we've got two hand weapons and two one-hand weapons.
And we got that.
Also, there is a wooden case that looks like it just has
Looks
a
pretty
simple
good.
latch that you can open up. You open that up. Inside is like a green velvet holding 3 bulbous potions. Each one of them a swirling, like kind of color scheme, switching from like red to green to yellow to blue, kind of different patterns. There is a small handwritten note above it that says 3 potions of resist energy.
Nice.
And then there is a oh god, why can't I think of it? Not cone. Cylinder. There's one leather cylinder with caps on the end. Very simple. It's like a little scroll case. And there's another like post note on it that says 1 scroll of protection from energy mass.
Cool.
Next to that is like this silk handkerchief that's like purple, has been wrapped over something like almost orb sized, like about the size of a palm. This has been wrapped in string, and there's another little post-it note on it that says, "I need this back. Please return to me once you're done."
The hell is that?
Can we pop it open?
Sure. You kind of undo the string and undo the handkerchief. And sitting there, it almost looks like a dragon fruit. You know what that is? It's
Yeah.
like this strange, like, almost fiery, like, fruit with, like, green, like, it's fiery by, like, it's got weird, like, these jagged, kind of, like, sharp edges that kind of come up in, like, spikes. It almost looks like a flame, but it looks, like, waxy and kind of delicious looking. Trace on the outside, it goes from this deep, deep red, and then on the very edges of where the plant is grown, it has like this lime green tracing the edges of everything. It smells sweet, and delicious.
Yeah, these look crazy.
Yeah.
Someone want to nature check this sucker?
Yeah, it's pretty weird looking. Very bad. 10.
10. I mean, it looks like a dragon fruit, but you're not quite sure why Drewsfire would be so insistent to have this back.
Right.
Is there a note anywhere else besides the little thing that goes back?
No, there's nothing explaining what it is.
Alright. Can I try and figure it out? Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah, you're on Arcana.
Okay. 12.
Damn.
12. You pick it up. There's no like Arcana thing for you to read on this, oddly enough. You have no idea. You throw it to detect magic, and then just like it like lights your shit up. You're like, whoa! Oh, fuck! So the weird thing, there's not like Arcana on it. Like it's not something that somebody made to be magic. but it's fucking magical. Like, it's like light up the room, detect magic. Magical.
Does identify work?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just do identify on it then.
You throw it identify, and it washes over it. Doesn't seem to have any effect.
Wow.
Can I try a prestidigitation to see if it's like squelching something? Just, like, a little
Steve,
freeze.
is what?
I just want to see
What?
if it's having any effect on my magic. Like, I just want to make a little flame in my hand.
Okay. You put a little flame next to it. It seems to plump a little bit, but it doesn't like grow or like really like have any more effect than that.
Alright, we'll have to come back to this one.
I kind of want to eat it.
It looks delicious and it smells delicious.
But if we consume it, we can't really give it back.
Why the hell would he want it? I don't understand with it. But this is probably worth a message.
Okay, oh, yeah, we can just ask him.
Yeah, sure.
But we can do that once we go through everything else. Is that how this stuff? Do we get any arrows or anything?
You got some slingshot bullets.
That's true.
Yeah, I would say just message him, see if he knows what this item is.
Sure. I ask, I'll send a message to Goosespire, ask him what the fruit thing is.
Okay. He says back, he goes, oh, shit, sorry. I forgot to tell you. I forgot to write a note. That's a fire seed? It grows back. Just don't eat the actual seed. Just eat the fruit around it. It'll give you fire immunity for a little while. As well as maybe turn you into a fire elemental or something else that's a little fiery. It's a little random. But you'll still be able to like keep your wits about you. So essentially, it'll turn you into something fiery. There's like a nice handy little table that I have. You will get all of the properties of a fire elemental, but be able to keep all of your class abilities.
Damn.
Because I'm not really sure how long it lasts. It looked super rare, so please don't eat the seed or like lose it. I need that back. That thing you're holding is worth about 26,000 gold, so be careful.
How long does it take to regrow the fruit?
About 48 hours.
Wow.
Very good.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Good one.
Alright, we could think about which items to give to who, or we could just gate to the chateau.
And we defo.
Yes, we should quickly find out as much as we can about where to hunt down what is now.
And we defo need to go to the chateau because we need Essek. What's his name? Enric. To let us talk to that dragon again, right? 'Cause we're hoping the dragon knows stuff about hell. Was that the plan?
Yeah.
He'll have something in his library, I'm sure.
And we have some cool books to give the dragon?
We have various magical books.
But should we like come up with a game plan?
who's talked to the dragon before?
Last time it was me and I think Quincy and Terrence. You were there.
Oh yeah, it was. I didn't say anything though.
Well, I think someone who's talked to him before should go in again.
Yeah.
And is there anything we can bring him? Have we gotten any new books?
We got all the books from the library, right?
Well,
So-
books that he hasn't seen before and that we're willing to give him.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the Mad King's journal. We have the
That's pretty good.
Manual of Senses. We have a couple of other magical books that we've picked up.
Oh, I got my book. It's not magic anymore, but it's all about the things about magic and how it does when you take all. And I start just narrating the title of the book, and it's like a paragraph of rambling.
I'm sorry, which book?
It's the book that like raised my AC by my DC by a point.
Oh, once you read that, it disappeared.
Oh.
After you did it, you closed it, and it just like went back into the world.
Vashed. Okay, gotcha.
I will remind you, you also have the poor girl that was transformed into a book that you haven't
Yeah.
talked to.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that could be a good one.
Yeah, we have no use for that.
If you want to give a poor girl to a fucking who didn't want to be at a bookshelf for the rest of her life, give her
maybe-
back and be a book for the rest of her eternity.
He might be able to help her. We don't know.
I mean, we sure as shit can't.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
I don't mind passing the buck on this one.
We can just hope that he'll accept these offerings and give
Yeah.
us a favor in return.
He was pretty nice the first time. Like all things considered.
Anyway, that's just to pacify him. We really want him to just tell us a whole bunch about the hell dimension.
Or if he doesn't know, then at least give us access to his section on such matters.
Yeah, like trade for like one of his old books for all the books we're given.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Should we gate over?
Yeah, I'm into it.
So how do we use the circle?
Terrence can just light it up.
Hey, does that make we're taking a circle, right? We don't need me to take a tree.
No, I'll just we have a sigil at the estate.
Okay.
We can directly. All right, Terrence will cast teleportation circle to the chateau.
Okay, everybody gets within Terrence, touches each other, and there's a blink, a flash of light, and a moment of incredible suction as it almost feels like your spines are going to tingle out of your bodies. There's like a weird warping effect, and then there's a pop. All of your ears, all kind of feel they're all going to explode for a second. The pressure is immense. Everybody kind of like steps back and like tries to pop their ears. And you find yourself down deep in a very dark cellar where it's nice and moist and cool. No lights are on. It seems like maybe some glass has fallen and shattered on some of these ancient shelves as one of them collapses inside of the alchemy lab. But you assume you're down here in the underside near the wine storage on the villa.
All right.
Let's go find our boy. huh?
So, who was at? Like, Chunt was basically really in charge of the place, right?
Presumably when we left, yeah.
What did we have Chunt doing? I forget.
Chunt's in charge of.
He wasn't
Val.
like marketing.
What?
wasn't well because we still have Bezo, who's actually like directing the workers and doing like the operations. But then didn't we have Chunt like going out to like like vendors and like drumming up business and doing marketing?
Yeah, Chunt was going around to different like wine retailers to see if like this old brand could be revived and people will buy. He didn't find any buyers the last time you were there, but he's continuing his efforts.
All right. So yeah, we should find Bezo and Emmerich.
Sorry, I'm getting a call from David, but we take a 5 early trade.
Yeah,
Hold on,
alright.
this is the second time he's called me.
Stepping on the beach.
I'm a sleepy boy tonight.
Me too.
Thanks.
I've been having to take freaking hydrocodone because the
Oh,
finger's killing me.
Are you kidding me?
damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a horrible like throbbing pain. It makes my whole arm hurt.
How did it happen again?
Biopsy.
Yeah, it took a big ass chunk of my finger.
Wait, what'd you say?
That was his second biopsy.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. They just took a large chunk of flesh?
Yep,
Damn.
did it in like 10 seconds. Like that, he had a nurse like like do all the numbing. They did a little needle. Beep, 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 and
Why do they
And
need to
then-
take so much?
well, he had to take the full thickness of the skin all the way down to the bottom layer. Because that's where, in order to get a proper diagnostic on it, you have to see all the different layers, all the way from the bottom.
Jeez.
Fuck.
So how long is that supposed to take to heal?
Well, if it's gonna heal normally, it should fill in like 2 weeks.
Okay. Damn.
The doctor said, well, you're probably gonna have a divot there when it heals up.
Jeez.
But the good news is it's not what they're suspecting. If it is cancerous, then it's like the really easy one to get rid of. It's a squamous cell.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Ugh. Sorry.
It's all good. Everything okay?
Huh?
Everything good?
Yeah, it's fine. Dave's just freaking out over a gig.
Okay.
There was a sax player we've been playing with who's really good, who set up like 4 gigs 2 months in advance. But then, without telling us, he took a job on a cruise ship
Oh my god.
like 3 days after he did this, and never told us about any of this, or like didn't give us any details. So Dave's trying to like administer the gigs and still try to set up people and everything. He's just freaking out about it. So
Fuck. That's
yeah, just dealing with musicians is the worst.
flaky boys.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you guys are back at the villa. You can smell the sweet smell of moist earth as you're in the basement. Did Joe leave, or is he just back?
Potty, I assume. He should be back in a minute.
True. Cool. Yeah. Currently in the Milan villa.
Okay, we have to find Dazo and just ask for a status update. Is Usador still on the premises? And Emmerich?
I mean, you don't know him like left the facility yet, so.
Yeah, it's fine, Dazo.
So, you can see that there are new wine barrels. Like there's a little new section of this basement before it goes left and right down into the storage areas. There's a new what is that called? A hooper? A hoopist? Anyway, there's a little place where people are manufacturing wine barrels. It looks like it's currently in the middle of it, but this could be a time difference here. So you've gotten here like an hour or 2 hours later. That was early in the morning, so it's probably like noon-ish. Even here at noon, though, there's nobody hooping the barrels. You can see that there's like some light slits, like little ever burning torches or whatever. And it looks like the forge is still hot, but there is nobody like currently making these barrels. It looks like somebody was in the middle of making these. There's kind of like the tunnel going up. There's like a cellar door that'll lead you up to the main part of the villa.
Any signs of recent life or anything?
Yeah, it looks like I said, the forge is lit.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like there's still irons in the fire. It looks like somebody was in the middle of like blacksmithing the hoop to fit around the skinniest part of the barrel to keep it shut. But
Yeah, let's go up.
Hey, let's for fun, let's sneak.
I'm gonna make a stealth check because we're going upstairs. That's very good. That's a 21 stealth.
21. Is everybody stealthy or just well start?
Yeah, sure. I will try.
20 stealth.
One.
Damn.
Ooh. Terrence?
I was just gonna stay at the bottom of the stairs.
It's not a natural one. It's 2 minus 1.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
That makes a difference.
I think Quincy's the one who opens the cellar door, and as soon as he gets up a little bit, there's just huge gust of wind. It just makes this giant metal and wood door just fly open. Immediately you see these guys are pretty great out here. It's super cool. The wind is kind of cold, actually, and you can just feel this high pressure system. Either it's just after a really, really bad storm or just before a really bad storm. The wind is still kicking. Things kind of look moist. There's kind of leaves and the debris kind of blowing around in the main courtyard. there's nobody's there. This is like there's like a fountain that's like on its way to being restored. This is also what the stables would be. Any sort of blacksmith. There's nobody around.
I want to go to, I guess, the main quarters where we left Usador when they were, I don't know, when he was recovering.
Like the main house.
Yeah.
Everybody following?
Yeah.
Sure.
You kind of step out and you look a little concerned. You take a couple steps, you make your way up some curving stairways up to the main manor. If you remember, there's the main manor and then kind of the side streets where all the servants' quarters are, and they're all just kind of like buildings, like small apartments. As you make your way up the stairs, you notice that you can see some people up in kind of the main square of the in front of the villa. There's about 15 people, and they're all just kind of like in a crowd. You can see some people arms crossed and looking. Other ones are just like kind of leaning on instruments, all staring at something in the very center. In the very center, there looks to be this like, you can't quite tell what he is because he's facing away from you, just like directly in front of the house, maybe about 50 feet directly in front. He is sitting evening style on the ground. He's not wearing a shirt. You can see just kind of a rippling muscle. He has some like loose pants that are tied. Bare feet, huge calloused feet, tucked under his knees. He's just kind of sitting lotus position, staring at the house. And around him, into the stonework, it looks like somebody has carved through the brick a like 1 foot like diameter circle. It's perfect around him. And he's sitting in the very center of it where another line in the middle is drawn. Other people are kind of sitting there looking concerned, like just staring at him. But he's just, you can see long silver hair just whipping in the storm wind. He's just staring at the front door, hands on his legs. As soon as you guys come up, some of the crowd begins to like reanimate.
Does anyone know who it is?
Yeah, perception check or something? Who this fool is? Have I seen this person?
I'm sorry, I haven't seen people here yet.
Sorry, do I recognize this person? Can I make like a...
He's currently facing away from you, so you can't really see his face.
Can I try to like strafe around to see who it is?
Sure. You try to make your way around. As you make your way like towards the crowd, some people kind of come up, and like 2 or 3 people just immediately start talking at you at once. It's like a tall, like a big human, kind of just looking door woman, and one of the slaves that you saved from being a waste. Who's talking at you in a different language. Everybody's kind of saying something. The tall man goes, "Hey, man, I don't know where he came from, and I'm sorry about the brick, but the short book was like, he just came right here and decided he was going to start calling things, and another person's talking a different language at the same time."
Oh man.
We caught, I think, 80% of that.
Sorry, the connection's pretty rough.
Ah, fuck. You have 3 people talking at you at the same time. There's a tall man who's like, "Hey man, I don't know who this guy is. I'm so sorry that he just came here from fucking sky, it looked like, I don't know," and he started screaming. He said one word and like there was a thunder, and all of a sudden a storm started, and then the short dwarven woman is saying, "I was telling him I was gonna kick him out, but I'm glad you're here. Now I don't have to kick him out." He just started carving stuff in your brick. I swear I didn't tell him he was available to it. And then the other slave boy is like speaking in the demon waste language that you don't understand.
Okay. I came from the sky. I have no idea. I think we should try and talk to him. He's not going to recognize me no matter what. I'm going to approach him.
Okay. You step inside the circle.
How big is the circle?
It's like a 50-foot radius. It's like the whole front of your like kind of like parlor, well, not parlor, not inside. It's like what would be the front yard of your villa.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I'll walk into it.
Okay. You cross the circle. As soon as you take one step forward, you see the figure very slightly turn his head so you can hear you. You see hit by all the flowing silky hair, very pointed ear. As he turns, you can see like the profile, the sharp features of a like highborn elf. It looks like. As he turns and looks, he has these piercing blue eyes that are completely all blue.
Hello. Why have you come here?
He kind of like turns away. I've come to fight for what was taken from me.
Who is your battle with?
He puts up his head towards the house, and as soon as he puts his chin up, you can just see every single muscle in his back just tense. And he says, "The one called Heinrich. He has something of mine that was stolen, and he refuses to give it back."
Oh god.
Enric is a friend. Maybe we can speak with them and straighten this out.
You had 24 hours. 16 hours have elapsed.
What is the item in question?
A pile of ancient silver coins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Was it the coins you took from that weird fireplace?
Fire. The couch?
Yeah.
I took a bunch of coins out
Not
of the couch.
the inner vault.
That's right. Okay.
There was a chest, full of gold or silver coins, and it had like a weird juju on it.
Lots of signage to not take the coins, right?
No, it just had it had bad juju.
Okay.
We found Enric to be a reasonable being. I'm sure we can discuss here. So what's your timetable? 8 hours?
You know, it's this thing.
What's
Either we fight for it within the 8 hours. The victor goes. The spoils go to the rightful victor, or I will take them. As soon as he says, "I will take them," you can hear just. Just like thunder rumble.
What have you done to the courtyard here?
This is the ring.
The ring of combat?
He nods his head.
Sumo rules.
What?
Sumo rules.
He nods his head. Ring out, or first to call Uncle.
Pardon my curiosity. We were with Emmerich when we came upon this stash of coins. It was in a quite remote location. May I ask where you've come from?
No. You may not.
Can I, is this like a Fey dude? Would I know that?
Well, what do you want to roll here?
I don't know, like, perception or something. Maybe insight.
Depending on what you roll,
Maybe
will give you the information depending on the roll.
maybe history based on like what I know from what's my dude? Wow, I'm blanking.
Radolf?
You're right off. Thank you.
Sure. See if he's a Fey thing. Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll a history. That makes sense to me. Pretty good. 16.
16. You know that there's like in the Feywild at least, there's like for a lot of natural things there are like entire courts and hierarchies. Like Radolf is now the River King, right? So like the River King has his own like Fey court, correct? So like there's like the what are they? The Seelie and the Summer and Winter, right, have their own court. Each one of them are kind of like this huge overarching thing for every other like Duke, Archduke of different Feywild shit. With a 16, you're not able to pinpoint exactly what this thing, dude, it is. But he's giving you some Feywilds, like old Feywilds, like vibes here. Like the things that point out to you is that he has very specific rules that he is abiding by, and just kind of the look and feel that like something is really weird here.
Okay.
You're not able to pinpoint whether he's from summer or from winter or spring
Sure.
or autumn. You're not able really exactly, but
Okay.
Let's talk to Enric. Thank you for your time.
he doesn't do anything. He just looks back up at the house and closes his eyes. The wind picks up in kind of a whirlwind inside the ring.
Yeah, I'll continue into the house.
You guys kind of make your way in. Sorry, I can never remember the what's the French gnome caretaker? What's the caretaker's name?
Oh, Chris always remembers.
Bezo.
Bezo. Bezo is sitting there. He's like, the dining table is completely clear. This is the first room that you walk into, and he's sitting there like this, like on one of the dining chairs, and he just looks really concerned. As the dining table's been moved over to one side, and there in the very middle, there are a series of like wooden crosses and dummies that have been set up, stuffed with like straw. And then you see Heinrich with this ridiculous like falchion that's super wide that he just is just terrible at. He's like trying to like hit the dummy, but he's like chopping it with all of his might instead of like using the weight of it. As he's doing that, Bezos is like, no, that is wrong. Again, use the weight of the blade. Use the weight of the blade. I am trying to use the weight of the blade. And stop coaching me in my own accent. It is demeaning. I am sorry. I just thought maybe you would help out. As the door opens, he sees you guys. He stands up from his chair. He goes, oh, oh thank God. Hello. There's been some developments that you might want to know about.
I see. Have you spoken with this person outside?
Yes, I have tried. He only says a few things. And he says the hour that is counting down, and that the silver must be paid back by coin in weight back to him, the rightful owner. Heinrich is sitting there, and he's like winded. He's just like head down. He's like, how the hell do you swing these things? Ah, fuck.
Enric, you might have to cough up the goods for this person outside.
He pulls up a chair. He kind of sits. He sits on the dining table. He goes, I think not. I think not. What I do think is that you gave that to me in trade for the services that I provided, and maybe I've already had them looked at, and the price was given to me was very favorable. And maybe a few of them have been spent on it.
Does he want those specific coins back, or does he just want the value of the coins?
I think it's just those coins.
Oh, you're fucked, dude. This is real bad for you.
He goes from like that like orange tiefling. It kind of like goes to pale. He goes, no, it's fine. I'll be fine. I can take it. I'm a learned scholar on the combats or the tactics of combat. Oh fuck! I'm not a fighter. I'm a scholar. I'm a lover.
You propose a champion?
Oh, this is a bad idea.
Wait, who the fuck is this?
This is Alan Greenspan
This is TikTok, our new friend.
2.0.
Okay. I'm just glad to see that your weekend has been as weird as mine.
You know
Alan.
half of it.
Hello. Hi. I mean, if you're offering to be a champion, I'm not gonna say no. That would be very nice of you.
My first choice would be to pay the man his money.
That's the thing. I have some of it. Not all of it.
I will bring this up. We'll see what he says.
Okay. Bezo just like reaches behind him on a wine rack and just pulls out a cork and pours like everyone a giant glass of wine. Goes, by the way, we have a new vintage. This is the first round of moon fruit. It is only about a week old. It's the age of it, but if you'd like to try, you're free.
I cannot partake.
Oh, you are a robot. That is very strange.
I'll discuss matters with the guy
but-
outside.
Okay. He pours it out. Instead of a deep red, it is a deep purple to blue. Pulls up to the light. It gets more like cerulean. It smells like wild berries and the moon.
Delicious.
You guys all try it?
Hell yeah.
Yes, we do.
Slightly sour. It's obviously not been aged properly. It's just kind of like new fruit. However, it's very distinct, very pleasurable. And for those that drink the entire glass, you all get advantage on perception checks for the next 6 hours.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Alright. You still feel a little bit of an alcoholic buzz, but like things are sharp.
Damn.
Can I talk to that elf outside again?
Sure.
What should I call you?
He says something in a language you don't understand, like this kind of scrolling, lilting, rhyming language. And then he blinks and he goes, what was my voice for him? It was just me, right? I'd hate to go. I need an accent for this guy. What accent should I give him? Who does he sound like?
British?
I'm thinking German.
German. I like German. Sure.
Like classy
Me-
German.
He says something in a language, and he goes, Schwarzenegger, you you can just call me Thunderhead.
Thunderhead? Okay. I've spoken with Enric, and he has a decent sum of the coinage, but he says that some of it's been spent and it's not even here. We couldn't find it if we wanted to.
That is unfortunate.
I agree.
You have 8 hours to recover it, or else the duel would happen.
No extra time for forking over the majority of the sum.
I will get what's mine.
I didn't hear that.
I will get what's mine.
I will get what is mine.
So you have some way of tracking the coinage.
He's silent.
I mean, it would be helpful, it sounds like, to both of us.
Information is earned.
Alright, fair enough. I'll go back inside. Well, he's insistent, and I don't really think we have time to fight him.
You're a smart guy. Do you have any idea who this guy is? You must
You
know.
talking to?
I'm talking to Emmerich. I'm just saying, you have to have some idea who this guy is. You're a smart guy.
I have no fucking clue who this asshole is. He just showed up out of the fucking sky apparently and started carving fucking circles into your brickwork.
Do I
And
believe?
I've been spending very long, or been watching people replace masonry around here for a while.
Do I believe Emmerich?
You can roll an insight check.
20, not natural.
Oh no. Enric is scared, pissing his pants, and trying to get you guys to fight his battles for him.
Okay.
Where's Usador?
Oh, the crazy one?
Yeah,
I
old
mean,
dude.
he's up and around. He's upstairs. He's not sleeping anymore. He's just yelling.
Why don't you work on a plan B and get all those coins together, the ones you still have? And then I'd walk away, going to look
I
for
mean,
you.
I have the coins. How am I supposed to find the... I mean, I paid the merchant who came through here for some good beer. I don't know where that merchant has been. He could be fucking all... I don't know.
I'm looking for Usador.
You just leave.
Yeah, after I say get your coins together,
Okay. Heinrich turns to Alan and says, Alan. Please. Alan!
Yes, it is me.
Alan, please. Come on. Please. I cannot take... He will fucking kill me.
He might not kill you. He might be willing
No.
to show you how to recover the spent coins.
He said that?
He said information is earned, but maybe he meant information is purchased by all the coins you still have.
Oh, he's going to crush my skull. You see how big he is? And he's old. He's been doing this for a while.
All the more reason to pay the man his money.
Ah, Quincy, my man, Quincy, you can't, an innocent person, be beat to death on your front door. Come on.
I don't know, man. We warned you not to take those coins.
No, you promised me those coins as payment for services that I provided. Very well. I will remind you. So if anything, this is your guys' fault.
I don't know. I don't see it that way.
He rolls his eyes and he just he drops to his knees. I am begging. Please. This man outside will kill me. Look, we have a few hours. I will try to find the coin as best I can, but I cannot promise anything. Please help. If it is, can you help me? Bezos is pouring himself like this third glass. And he goes, "You want to reflect, my friend?"
Listen, we can't go walking around the city. People think we're dead.
I wrote
This-
down.
We're in the middle of my country. This is your estate. Nobody knows. Nobody has to know.
I know, but we're probably not going to be hanging around here if we're going to be searching wherever you spent your coin.
So you can't help at all?
Not to say that we can't, but you got to help us out here. Like, you got to give us something to go off of.
He was a merchant. He sold very good beer. He was probably headed eastward. Most likely to other brothers. This was 2 days ago. He couldn't have gotten far. He had a single donkey in a cart. Look, I cannot run that fast. You are fucking demigods at this point. I mean, fuck. You're a fucking robot.
Yeah, I can move faster than I could before. I wrote this down in the notes that I touched some silver coins and Terrence's gauntlet freaked out. I guess I'm not certain those are the same silver coins.
They are.
No, that was the exact same silver coins.
It was in that room. Like, there's like a
Isn't that where we got the tentacle rod?
What?
Is that where we got the tentacle rod too?
No,
No, that was when Terrence like spoke in Draconic, saying it's not yours, don't take it.
Yeah.
that was the treasure room where we found like 15 amazing magic items, and there was a massive pile of coins that we shouldn't touch.
Yeah.
And your gauntlet kind of warned you against it, but then you promised it to Heinrich.
Oh god.
How many coins do you think the merchant has?
This is before I got them looked at, so I paid him maybe 200 silver for a couple of days.
You don't mean 200 coins. So how many coins do you have remaining?
There's at least 1,600 left. It's all in a chest in my room.
I think you need to go get that chest.
I cannot run that far. 2 days with the travel with horse and cart. I cannot run that far in 8 hours.
I don't plan to have you run that far. But I think we need to offer up what we have currently.
I mean, that's fine. Whatever that is, that's going to kill me. So I guess I will give up the silver.
Yeah, we should avoid.
However, that was given payment for services. And then, do you have a replacement? Yeah, no, it's fine. Actually, no, it's fine. We'll talk about that later. Well, after all this,
Was that even part of his payment?
Oh, he was well paid. That was just a bonus.
Yeah, he wanted the book and the silver. Yeah, so half of you feels bad for this guy. The other half is like, man, I know it kind of fucking sucks.
It's just it's an unnecessary conflict. Just give him the coins back.
I plan on it. I want to give the coins back, but I'm missing 200 of them. And the longer we wait here, the more coins they could be spent other places for supplies, things. So I will keep the coins back. Absolutely. I have to go get some of them. And I cannot go in 8 hours where a horse and cart is 2 days ago.
Just go get the chest. He has a way of locating the coins, and he might be willing to help us track them down.
Hey, hey, Enric. I'm not there.
Oh no, you're there. I would imagine you're in the bill. Oh, you upstairs. Hey, you're coming downstairs. Came back upstairs.
Sorry, you're cutting out a lot, John. Do you mind repeating that?
Maybe. Well, he's going upstairs, so maybe you're going downstairs at the same point that he comes upstairs.
Okay.
Bring the book down.
Hey, Enric.
Yeah. Yes. I'll start. Hello.
I think it's a really good idea that you give this guy his money back. Don't go inside that circle. You know that, right?
What?
You know the circle he carved out?
Yes.
Just don't step inside it.
Why?
I don't honestly know, but I think it's like, you know, like Alan's good with numbers and lawyers and stuff and rules. I think this is a big rules guy, so I think he might just fucking kick your ass if you go inside there.
His orange complexion goes to like pale yellow. Duly noted. I'll get the chest.
And again, I don't really know what I'm talking about. And I slap him on the back and walk away.
It's a good fucking joke. Comes back down to the treasure chest. Flumps. Gives all of his minus 200. Well, of course, it's not that with the purple, so I don't know how I'm going to give it to him.
I will worry about that, but these people, and I point to Terrence, needs to speak to you about the book.
Book.
The book with the dragon inside.
Oh no! You can take treasures from me.
No, nobody's taking the book, but we need an audience with the dragon. The book with the dragon tattoo.
Fine. You heard me stop it? It is the book. This is pretty this one. It belongs to me. Yeah.
Ooh, we got about 30% of that.
Less than that.
Yeah. Should we try the call again?
Is it the accent?
No,
No.
it's just breaking up pretty bad now.
Okay. Let me try to reconnect. We'll take the flanker.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're
Perfectly,
fine.
Yeah.
It's funny, you and John switched.
Yeah, exactly.
John was perfect before, and you were having trouble, and the second you came in clear, John started bugging out on our end. Is John hard to hear on your end?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Just
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes my arm's bent back.
I am so tired.
I was woken up a little bit.
So who's gonna go inside the book?
Oh, so I'm gonna put on the. I'm gonna borrow Barbelina's bandana, the silk sash from Quesnef, and that's gonna give me a +6 bonus to
Oh, shit.
charisma for my
For
trying to
persuasion?
persuade him.
Alright. Good idea.
We gotta think about a plan for reaching out to this dude who's, what, 2 days of travel away by cart?
Yeah, I don't think we can waste that much time.
Maybe it's possible, but we'd have to know where they're going, and we have basically 4 hours of conventional travel before we have to turn around and
We
head
can
back.
see if whatever he bought from him, Heinrich still has. So we can use that for scry.
Oh yeah.
What are you saying? I can't hear you.
Whatever Heinrich bought from him, we can, if he still has that, we can use it for a scry spell.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Good idea.
And what is that true name good for on Quesnev?
I don't know.
I don't actually know either.
It's kind of like,
That's something we should try to figure out.
you like somehow gain power over them or something.
Yeah, so we should. I think everybody should come in to. Well, unless we need to split up and take care of this stupid high elf Fey guy. But whoever's. The more the merrier going into see the Golden Dragon, because I think once we have a deal, more eyes on those books would be better.
Yeah.
Because,
Chris, you're the only one with good intelligence, right?
yeah. If the dragon himself knows anything about it, that's nice. But otherwise, yeah. Well, then in that case, it'd probably be intelligence rolls. Because, yeah, we don't. Every day we spend chasing our tails with this crap could be like strengthening Quesnev again.
Yeah, we have no idea the timeline.
Oh, okay. So if
So, like, I want to squish him when he's a grub. I don't want to let him grow anymore.
yeah, well, we still have. We used our wish spell, right?
Only one of them.
We've got
Yeah,
a,
we still have one.
we got a second wish spell.
Yeah, well,
It'd be
the
a little
whole
weird to blow it here.
we got to figure out how to kill him in his little manger, so to speak.
I think he'll be easy to kill. He'll be very hard to find.
Yeah.
And he'll probably have lots of guards and shit.
Yeah, he probably has protection. A little demon nursery.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hey.
Is the sound quality any better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yay!
So far, so good.
So, where were we?
We were just finishing up talking with Enric. We were talking about using his dragon book potentially.
Oh, right.
We were just approaching the subject, and he was very defensive.
Yeah, he goes, oh, you're not going to take my book from me, too? Come on, going back on the deal is very unprofessional of you, I must say.
No. Simply, as we had agreed, you would allow us to. You would use us. We would use the book to speak with the dragon, and that's all. It remains in your possession.
Oh. Yeah, sure, you can use the book, I guess. Sure. Are you... I mean, you're still going to help with this current predicament, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk the chest outdoors.
Okay, you just like wordlessly like stare at him with like a glare, pick up the treasure chest, and start moving out.
Hey,
Hey! Wait, what's with the attitude?
Listen, Henrik.
What?
Listen, Henrik. Tell me again, what is your specialty in your academic domain?
I am a scholar on mythos and histories and forgotten histories on most of Corvair, a little bit of Zendrick as well. I specialize in Corvair, but I have a couple of minor degrees in Zendrick as well.
Okay. Well, our next task, we must descend to the 4th level of hell and slip it down.
You're going to hell?
Indeed, we must.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, I would agree. Do you know anything about how once a devil is defeated in this realm, how he may respawn in his home level in hell?
Look, if you want my advice on going to hell, don't go there. Don't. Just don't. If you don't have to, don't do it.
Well, we've slain a devil with whom we've made an unfortunate deal in the past, and this is our only way out.
Well, it seems you and I are in the same boat, my friend. Making unknowing deals with powerful things. I'll tell you what. I make out of this alive, and I will help.
How would you help us?
I might know some things. As he like his tail kind of like whips up into his hand and like wraps around his hand. I know a few things about devils.
Very well, we will do what we can, but we have very limited time. We can't be chasing errands here while the devil grows stronger.
Okay, well, let's get started. Al the Greaseman, you come out the front door holding the big old chest.
Yep, I'll walk right up to the elf. I will drop it down and see how he responds.
You drop it in front of him. His eyes open. He looks at the chest. Looks up at you. And he says, 5 hours, 50 minutes. Or sorry, 5 hours, 50 minutes. That is not all of it.
Can you tell me what more is required?
There's about 215 gold pieces that are pieces that are missing.
Missing is a problem for me. I'm willing to help you recover the sum, but can you give me a location?
I think he's distracted for a little bit as the door is being closed and Terrence is talking to Enric in the main room. He looks past you directly at Terrence. Terrence doesn't see anything because he's talking to Enric at this point. And he looks back up at you and goes, "Do you know what your friend wears?"
Not really, no.
Your friend wears a horrible beast.
I'm not much of a magic user, so I never paid much attention.
Me and that beast have had dealings in the past.
I take it your enemies?
He nods.
Well, it seems to be pacified for now.
200 gold, or 200 pieces. He points. He goes, 80 miles. There was an inn. You have
Um,
5 hours, 45 minutes.
I'm gonna tell the boys back in the house where I'm off to, and then I'm gonna sprint that direction. 80
Okay.
miles.
80 miles, dude? You can't run that in 5 hours.
I think you could.
You could make it, we can't make it back.
Well, Warforged don't get tired.
Right.
I mean, say you if you 20 miles, if you can run 25 miles an hour,
Right.
like, that's
so
still-
80 divided by 6, being generous,
Yeah.
is you
I'm
are
not-
running 13.3 miles an hour consistently just to get there. which
It'd be
is
a little
pretty
over
fast.
3 hours just to get there. Alright, well, I'll just tell him that. I'll say, as fast as I can go, it'll take me 3 hours just to reach the inn. I won't make your deadline. I'll just tell him that.
Who knows the area? Does anyone know what's in that direction 80 miles from here? Is there like an outpost or something?
before that, his response is, if you don't make it within 5 hours and 45 minutes, the next person to enter the circle is the champion of the person that I need the pieces from.
Very well. I'll go back in the house. I'll tell everyone to stay outside the circle.
Yeah, you walked away. I was gonna say, take this rope that I'm holding and drag the thing into the circle. Nobody should go into the circle, everyone. Stay out of the circle.
What are you talking about? Why
You're
do
the
we need
new
a rope?
champion, Bubba.
Why do we need a rope?
To drag the silver in the chest into the circle without yourself personally entering the circle. It's okay.
Yeah, so I'll
Do
just...
you tell Terrence about the anecdote?
Yeah, I'll probably tell him to keep your distance. This guy does not like your gauntlet.
Well, sorry, I can never fucking remember the name of the dragon that was in that gauntlet. What is the name of it again? Do you remember?
Cervantrix?
Cervanthrix. That's right. Oh, God, that's a good name. I'm proud of myself. Okay.
So yeah,
So what's the plan?
I'm just dashing to the inn.
Okay,
Wait,
roll
wait,
a athletics check.
Hey,
19.
19. You just go full Terminator. As you're leaving the house, Bezos.
Dezo.
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos, not Bezos. Deso. As you're like leaving, he's opening another bottle of like the new wine. He looks pretty fucking wasted at this point, like red in cheek and nose. He's just laughing at all this. He takes a big sip. He goes, "Hey, do you want the horse?"
hey,
Does he
Deso.
does he not want the horse?
I don't know. Deso, what's 80 miles over that way?
Oh, there is the Gaunt River. There is the fields of Mikamwa. There's a small crossroads over there. There's
Hey.
a small inn for people transporting wine back and forth.
That sounds about right. There's an inn, there's a tavern over there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we want to go for sure. Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Hey, Enric, what'd you buy for your silver that you spent?
It's really good beer. Would you like to try some? I bought 2 kegs.
Yes. Let's, is it okay if I... Quincy has this really good idea.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. He goes over and he lugs 2 small kegs from like the stands on it. Only one of them's been tapped, and he puts it on the table.
Hey, do you think we fit this in the bag of holding? Probably don't need to.
Why? What? The beer?
Or just like a chunk of the barrel or something. Or maybe the barrel. Will the barrel fit? Barrel's probably too big.
Why do you want to put it in the bag?
Cause I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna get out to that area, then we can scry on him, or maybe like locate object on. I don't know, more barrels, like this one. I'm just thinking like we're gonna get out to that area, but we want to might want a way to pinpoint them a little bit further.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if it's just one pin, then it's just fine.
I think you'll find the inn.
Yeah.
I think once Heinrich goes up, picks up the barrels, and puts it on the table behind the bar that is like kind of set back near the kitchen of the dining room, you see one pale hand come up from the bar and slap and slowly like slip off, and then two hands kind of pull up.
There he is. There he is.
Val fucking Valentine,
Oh my god.
not wearing a shirt, has like the same ragged pants that the guy outside does. He's obviously fucking drunk, and he goes, "Ugh! Ugh! Heinrich, you're a friend? I'll be your champion."
When God shuts a door, he opens a window.
Heinrich looks at him and he goes, look back to you guys, he goes, "Look, we got him drunk, so he passed out." "No, Val, no, you will not be my champion." "I'll do it. I love you." He kind of like goes up to Ballstar and like doesn't even notices you're there, kind of like trips you and bumps you with his hip, and then like pulls you in close to his groin and goes, "I love you too. You're good. You're a good man."
Just get my face smushed in his sweaty,
Yeah.
nasty shit.
"You're my favorite people.
I'm just
I'm gonna take him."
retching my neck away.
He just starts dabbing.
What?
He just starts dabbing.
Yeah, he just starts fucking dabbing like wrestling pose. Like he's flexing, but I mean Val Valentine's just a skinny dude. You can see his fucking ribs and shit.
Alright, you're our plan C. You hear that?
Let's see. I'll kick this dude's ass. I'll kick him for all of you. Kick all your asses. Right here, right now.
So
Let's go.
when you hear it's time for plan C, that's your moment. But until then, you gotta sit tight. Otherwise, you could really mess this up.
He goes over and sits on a bench. He goes, Let's see. He looks just wasted.
I look at Quincy and I say, that sounds really phonetically like Quincy, doesn't it? Shit.
Yep.
Wait, what sounds like Quincy?
I just said Plan C sounds pretty
Oh,
phonetically
Quincy.
like Quincy, doesn't it? Oops.
He pulls a bucket over and vomits. With a 19, I think 3 hours goes by. You reach a tavern. You go past at least 2 large villas and a lot of fields. But eventually you reach a tavern. The tavern has a whole bunch of small stables. You can see there's a couple of different carriages. Inside, it looks like you're kind of outside the storm, but the storm's still kind of like the wind's blowing and everything. Not any rain or anything. But inside, it looks like the tavern is pretty lively. You can hear like singing, firelight inside.
This is not gonna be easy.
Will somebody flesh out this tavern for me? The name and the theme?
It's like I'll come up with the name in a second, but the decor is all like Renaissance realism portraits all over the walls, but they're of animals that are dressed in weird costumes and acting like humans.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. The bulldogs, the bulldogs, poker. Poker's bulldog.
And there's
Poke the bull.
there's an elk
The bull
standing
poker.
on its hind legs in a clown costume.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, Alan, it looks like the tavern's pretty lively outside.
Right.
Red Bull.
Yep, that's it. Red Bull. The owner's name is Kyle, and he collects all of the Monster Energy drinks.
So I was told that the merchant I'm looking for had a single horse and a carriage or something. So
Yeah, a single mule, like a mule in a carriage.
Is there like a barn or a?
There's a stable. There's like 3 carriages and a whole bunch of horses.
And it's like mid-afternoon or something.
Late afternoon.
I think I want to go poke around the stable first, see if I can identify if there's, a single mule.
Roll a perception check.
Natural 1.
You're having trouble focusing with new eyes the difference between mules and horses.
Okay.
At some point, Aaron would estimate about the time we might arrive and ask, just check in with them, get a message. How's it going there?
I've arrived. I still can't. I don't have the coins yet.
All right. So, who wants to go over there?
Go where?
To the tavern? Who needs to stay here?
Val raises his hand.
All right. I can make us all go 300 feet per turn as a gaseous cloud, so we can make it there very quickly.
He's already there.
This is what I was planning to do before we killed 2.5 hours. But if that works, if he's already there, we don't have to.
I didn't. I think I'm just gonna.
Have you located the merchant?
I believe he's here at the tavern, but there are lots of people.
Rick?
Yeah. What? Yes.
A description of this merchant, please.
I'm gonna roll intelligence for him to remember. Okay, roll 15. Sure. Yeah, he was a human. He was tall but fat. If that makes any sense. I think he was like male pattern baldness on top, and a real bulbous nose. And he was wearing like this like robe, and it had like a really big like pillowy neck thing on it.
What color was the robe?
It was like yellow and red and gold and like purple. I don't think he was from around here. I think he had a strange accent.
Alright. Just a Greenspan. Look
Yes.
for a very large man with a cape and an accent.
Alright, that's at least something.
So what? You burst into the tavern? What are you gonna do?
Well, you said there were people outside, or I could just tell from outside that it's lively.
There's a few people outside, like sitting on like chairs, like smoking pipes and stuff, but they didn't really pay you any attention. But it looks like the inside's pretty lively. You can hear like music wafting out from it.
I'm not gonna go in yet. I want to find a window.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of windows. You gonna roll perception or something?
Yeah, I'll try that again. This one is 16.
Looking in, you're looking for tall, broad, fat men. Currently, it looks like there is a stage that's been kind of like set up in one of the corners, and there is like 3 fiddle players that are just going to fucking town. All of them gnomes. It looks like they are just like in the middle of this like super high tempo jig. The one in the middle is like doing a solo, and at one point he just lets go of his bow, like using mage hand, and as like fiddle floats away from him, it gets faster and faster and faster. It flows over the crowd. Everybody's going fucking nuts, throwing like gold and silver at him. Everybody's going crazy. He brings it back with the last note, and he does the last note, and everybody starts fucking cheering and stomping and clapping. Oh, with what you see, there's a lot of tall men in the crowd, and everybody kind of like, especially after everything, everybody's clapping and cheering. There's a lot of motion. Not really able to pinpoint anything.
All right. I guess in the midst of everything, I'd like to just slip in and do my best to just hug a wall to try and keep the
Okay,
crowd
roll
in
stealth.
view. $15.
The crowd rolled a 16. You step in, everybody's in the middle of cheering, expecting to die down. You open the door and just immediately go to the side. You see 2 or 3 people just begin looking and like go from cheery to steely and cold. A lot of them are gnomes. And they start tapping their friends. Everybody starts seeing, everybody start looking towards you, and you have the entire attention of the entire bar, and it's all these cold, glaring eyes. You hear from the back, "Get the fuck out, Toaster!"
I'm gonna do it. I'll just walk out.
You walk out, people start laughing and jeering. You feel a mug, like, is splattered against the wall next to you as you walk out.
I will go back to the farm or whatever. The
Barn.
Stables?
stable. And I guess I'll try and be stealthy about it, but I'm just gonna look to rummage through the wares and see if I can find the coins.
Like, you're just gonna pick one of the carriages?
Yeah.
Alright, roll a d4 minus 1 for me.
I rolled a 2, so that's a 1.
Okay. You pick a smaller carriage. It's more of like a covered wagon. As you get up to the back of it, it looks completely empty.
Okay, that's easy. I'll pick another one.
Okay. The other, this other one is like a 2-door, like Western carriage. As you get up to the door, you see that there's stuff inside that's piled, but the door is locked, and there are like glass windows with like an iron mesh behind it.
Oh, so Michael was saying, it doesn't apply here, but like as Greenspan, I had those carpenter's tools, and he was saying that the Warforged can integrate a tool.
Yeah.
So that's not a lockpick, so it's not helpful. I think I'm gonna try and force it.
Okay, roll a straight check.
Uh, 18.
Easily. You try it once, you kind of look around to make sure that nobody's looking at you. You see the two people sitting on the front porch are just like the pipes. As soon as like people started like screaming at you, they kind of stood up and are watching you. You head out back towards the stables and kind of lose their eyesight for a little bit. Make sure they're not looking. Get to the other side of the carriage. Very quietly, you right to the handle, and then put your fingers on the inside of the door and just bend it out so you can get that lock, and then the door is open.
So you said
There's a whole bunch of things in here.
yeah.
You can immediately see that there's tools, crates of things that are marked with another language. Looks like there is more of those like small cases, like about this big, like boxes that small. A couple of like actual treasure chests.
Yeah, I guess I would have been on the look for like a little pouch, like
Yeah, there's definitely pouches in here.
I guess I'll just take a peek.
Okay. One of them, like as soon as you open it up, you get this whiff. I guess you can't smell. There's like fucking moldy ass cheese. Not it. There's another one. You open it up. It's just like a bag of marbles. Fucking weird. Another one. You open up the sack and it's just like a series of small fuzzy balls. That's really weird. But you finally jiggle one and you hear a whole bunch of coin.
I need to inspect them.
Okay. What do you just like? How are you gonna go through this quickly? It's like burlap sack, like bowling ball sack, and it's just kind of full of coins.
Jeez. I guess I need to move where there's better light and just open the top of it.
Okay. You go to the back of the stables. You open the top of it and start going through it. I need you to give me a skill check here.
I don't know. I think. Oh, perception is just when you look, right?
Correct.
And then there's investigation is where you're touching stuff. I think it would be perception.
Okay.
25.
25. You go through it really quick. Most of this looks like regular currency. There, every once in a while, there's a silver piece that doesn't look right. As you're going through it, maybe takes you about 10 minutes. You count with your computer brain 190 silver.
Oh, jeez. Alright, I will separate that from the rest. Replace the sack.
Just at that point, you see from the back of the tavern, it looks like the three gnomes that have just on stage are taking a smoke break. All of them are outside, getting some fresh air, smoking, and one of them's counting out tips. And glinting in that tip hat, you see that there's like a whole bunch of coins that don't quite fit.
Okay. I'm going to just grab a fistful of coins, regular coins out of the bag, and approach the gnomes.
Okay. You kind of approach. One of them looks really, really defensive. The other two trying to be amicable. Hey, Royal. What brings a robot like you on an afternoon like this?
I'm searching for coins.
What?
I'm searching for coins just like those ones there, and I'm willing to pay you more than what they're worth.
Though the female one is like, yeah, absolutely. The male one that like kind of the lead is like, well, how much are they worth to you?
Well, clearly every silver piece is worth, I don't know, 1.5 standard silver pieces.
Roll persuasion.
3.
You might have to get a few more gold for that. Let's say whatever silver pieces that you want, we'll trade up for a gold piece. 10 times.
Gold I don't have. In fact, this is all I have, but I'll give it all to you.
Sorry, bud. I'll just have to sell these to the next buyer. As he separates all of the silver. Starts like putting the rest into a bag. And starts putting all the silver into another bag.
I throw the money in the air and snatch the whole bag from them.
Oh, shit. Roll a dexterity check. I'll give you advantage as you throw the money in the air to distract everybody.
Okay, with advantage.
This is against 3 bards.
Right. 16.
16,
Yep.
11, 14, and 12. Yeah, you snatch the one. Gold's going the way. You were, hey, you motherfucker! You fucking toaster! As you snatch the bag and just fucking Terminator run the fuck out of there.
Yeah, sprint home.
I need you
Oh
to
my God.
roll an athletics check to get back there in time.
Okay.
Big roll.
23.
I'd say you've probably spent like a good 40 minutes here.
Oh, yeah.
30 minutes, or 3 hours, 40 minutes.
The athletics was 23.
Okay. Do you message people? Or Terrence said he's gonna message when the clock was taken down, right?
Yeah, I'm just checking in on him because I know he can't initiate it.
Okay. You know there's an hour to go. And you shoot him a message, and with a 23, well, yeah, you shoot him a message. What do you say?
Status update. How are you doing?
I've got the coins, but I will be late for dinner.
What's your E ETA?
Probably an hour or two past their deadline.
Roger, Roger.
Shift back to the villa. The storm has begun to strengthen, and directly over the circle, you begin to see a little bit of cyclic movement in the clouds.
Oh god. Who else was talking to this guy? Terrence has not talked to him.
So far, just Alan Greenspan has talked to him. Originally, it looks like Deso has talked to him. And Einrich maybe has talked to him too. But...
Alright, I'm just gonna stand outside the circle and yell out to him. We have the rest of the coins. He's on the way. We'll need an extra hour.
There is a finger comes up from his giant muscular thigh and points right to Terrence. Goes, how dare you? How dare you, in that, talk to me? Make a deal. I killed you once. I'll kill you again.
Hey, T, we got 1 hour?
Step into the ring.
Do I know what he's talking about?
You have no idea. But he points to you and then he points to your gauntlet.
Okay.
And this is the first time you see him stand up from lotus position, and he legs first and then up and stretches. This is a big boy. It's just all fucking muscle. He must be at least 9 feet tall.
Alright, well, I gather he's pointing at the gauntlet. You seem to be recognizing the power that lies asleep in this gauntlet.
Power! Savanthrix is nothing. nothing.
Whoa.
Show me your power.
I assure you, Sir Vathrix is very well constrained at this moment, and I have no quarrel with you.
You can hear his teeth clench, and just like the grinding goes. Show me.
I have more important matters to attend to. I've only asked for your patience. We will be delivering the coins very shortly.
There's a flash where he's not there, and then Dragon Ball Z, there's like the thing. He's like just on the inside of the ring, as close as he can, towering over you and looking down on you. And you can hear him grit his teeth. He doesn't say anything else.
I back away and walk back in the house.
He
Hey.
just watches.
I walk up to Terrence with like a cup of coffee, and I'm like, "Hey, so how'd it go? Like, what's going on with Alan? That was pretty weird."
It's he does have the coins. Hoping this doesn't get too big by the time he arrives.
Is he gonna make it in time, or should we pick him up?
If you can pick him up, you might want to.
Should I go
He says he's going to be an hour late.
hour late? That can't work.
It's still worrisome.
Okay. I can go get him. Quincy, you wanna come?
How?
I'll fly us down there, and then I'll turn us into clouds.
You're in the middle of talking, and Val Valentine erupts from his bench and out the front door and like nudges Quincy and goes, "You don't talk to my friend like that! You will answer me! I have the heavyweight title belt, and I will pile drive you into the middle of this right now." Does anybody hold Val back?
Yes.
No.
Quincy does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quincy, yeah. Val goes out. He notices the confrontation between Terrence and gets real riled up. Quincy grabs him by the waistband as he's fucking ready to cross that circle.
And I tell you what, brother, nobody's getting to that ring unless it's me. You hear me?
It's exactly what it is. You are going to meet the savage Val Valentine.
Oh yeah.
He's wearing shark tooth shades at this point and a bandana. Somehow he's taken the tiger bandana from Barbolina.
Oh man.
Pure Randy Savage.
Yeah, I'm just holding him back,
Okay,
trying to get him in a
He's-
full Nelson.
it's really easy. He's very weak.
Just gotta have him in a sleeper hole.
Okay, you put him out easy. You just like by the waistband, pull him back, and then just. He's snoring within 30 seconds. Heinrich is just leaning against the post, just like one like eyebrow raised. He goes, that was very entertaining. Why did you cross the circle? I was kind of wondering what was going to happen.
It'd just be useless for him to go
I
in
mean-
there.
Generally, he's useless.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but he's your asshole. I understand. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's your plan?
You just gotta tease the asshole a little bit.
Oh god.
Okay, so I want to fly down to meet up with Alan, and I'm wondering if Quincy, you coming with?
No, I'm gonna stay back.
Okay.
Check things out here.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Locate Creature on Alan Greenspan, and I'm gonna change it to a giant eagle, and I'm gonna dash my way in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, you get there. You meet him halfway very quickly. Alan, you're like Terminatoring it. It's very free, not having to like breathe or anything. You're just like moving as fast as possible. Eventually, you see the giant eagle swoop down.
Yeah, I'll swoop down, go back to Gnome, and yeah, you ready to go?
Go. What do you mean?
And I cast Windwalk on both of us.
There's a small sound as you both turn to gaseous form, and you just 300 feet per second.
We fart at 600 miles an hour.
That's fucking nuts. Yeah, you guys just rocket there with much time to spare.
You take 14 laps around LaGuardia.
Yeah. There's a. You land right inside the villa main room. Currently, Quincy has Val Valentine in like an MMA lock, and he's just fucking snoring.
Yeah, I will get all the coins in the bag and head out to the circle.
Okay. You step into the circle. He goes, 15 minutes remain.
Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry.
You put it in the treasure chest. He's standing at this point, towering over you. You put it in the chest. He looks down at the chest. Looks up at Alan Greenspan. And he says, you are not what you see.
That's correct. I've had a change recently.
I think you are a good person.
Lawful good.
I think you have inner strength.
I can break carriage handles.
He puts a hand on your shoulder, and there's a lightning strike. It blows like all of the bricks of the small crater, and just. Yeah, there's just a flash of light. Alan Greenspan is in the middle of the crater, circle completely gone, treasure chest gone, thunderhead gone, and Alan Greenspan's strength has increased by 2.
Oh,
shit.
damn.
Wow.
Jeez.
You're a little fried. You can still get just a little bit of like.
Short circuit, baby.
75 alive!
But the cyclic movement of the storm kind of immediately stops and begins to dissipate just into a cloudy day.
Yes, it's a nice cloudy day. Henrik?
Do you see what this man did for you?
Enric is like peeks out from behind a pillar. Oh, I have to say, this is the best contract that I ever took. You guys are amazing, good people. I'm so glad to have hooked up with you. By the way, all the teaching I've been doing for all of your workers have been doing very well. Please don't kill me. It was not my fault. I am so sorry.
I understand. We get into some sticky spots. Now, where's Usador?
He is upstairs. The badger is out in the countryside somewhere. But Usador is broken, but he's not right.
think we still need to fill him in on what's been happening. And how are things? Have we talked to the dragon?
No, we are ready to approach the dragon now. Terrence is gonna take the bandana from Val and attune.
Oh, is it the charisma?
Yep, gotta have a little persuasion power to see the dragon.
Okay. Yeah, Val is still snoring. Quincy put him out. Bezos, or fuck. Bezos. Every time now.
Why can't he just
Well,
be Jeff?
We said Jeff earlier, so it's just gonna kill
Yeah.
him.
Why can't he just be Jeff Bezos?
Bezos is also snoring. However, he missed the climax of everything because he's drank 3 bottles of the New Moon Fruit wine and passed out on 4 chairs. Einrich goes, yeah, sure, I'll take it use of both, sure. Just don't, loud sounds, don't speak super loud, otherwise he begins to, he begins to use the door. Takes you up to one of the upper level, or upstairs to one of the rooms, and he knocks really quick. Mr. Utador, hello, it is Einek. Are you available? Silence. Utador, hello. I mean, he could be sleeping. You just want to walk in?
Okay, is he conscious? Is he walking around, or is he like vegetative? Like,
I mean, last time I saw him, he was conscious, but he is preoccupied.
okay. Has he ever like lashed out at you, or like tried to kill you?
No, he's not violent.
Okay, you can come in. I'll open
He
the door.
opens the door very slowly. This is one of the master bedrooms, so it's pretty large. It has its own bathroom and like dressing room and like a closet area, like a walk-in closet. You open the door, and the first thing you notice is that all of the furniture is like pushed over into a corner. Like even the bed has been, like the mattress has been pushed off of the actual frame of the bed. It's in a specific corner. On the frame of the bed, they're all like a lot of the furniture's been piled up, and then all over the floor and the wall and the ceiling, you just see parchment taped different ways. Sketches, like every inch of each one of these like 8x11s is just like completely sketched over. It looks like on the ceiling there's a very detailed map of the continent that he's like sketched out in charcoal, but like at certain points there's just like splatters of like food. It looks like just to make these weird points all over Corvair, all over like the floor and the walls. There's just more scribbling and like large like emblems, like strange like sigils that you don't really recognize. And currently, Usador is in the walk-in closet, and there's just like papers everywhere, and he is like hands and knees in a dirty blue robe, his like wild hair and beard just going nuts, hat over in the corner, and he's just like on hands and knees. Every bit of him is covered in charcoal dust, and he's sitting there scribbling. You say? There's no answer. Usador? All you hear is the scratch of charcoal. Yes, Meister! There's a pause. And then just scribbling.
is this like... like this is like one like roll of parchment he's like writing on?
No, it's like there are thousands of 8 by like 11, just like printer paper taped and taped and taped and taped to the paper. Some of them are peeling off the ceiling, some of them have fallen, but he's like just scribbling, charcoal everywhere.
Just approach him and then lay a heavy hand on the shoulder.
You approach him, you put a hand on his shoulder. He stops for a second. He doesn't look at you. He's just scribbling. Heinrich kind of rolls his eyes. He goes, "Oh, right. You have to say the thing.
His name?
I guess the long thing.
Oh, okay. Hey, Usador.
Wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius, master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical delights, devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Thrakus. The elves know you as Asmodeus Maystar,
Fian Yelik.
Vian Yelik.
The dwarves know you as...
Asmodeus Maystar,
maybe? Yeah, probably.
and many other secret names which we would never know.
Henrik kind of steps in and goes, you have to put some drama into it.
Oh, you have to, like, emphasize the way he does?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay.
annoying. I can never remember a sword.
Excuse me. Usador! Wizard of Light and Shadow, Devourer of Chaos, Master of Light and Shadow. The elves know you as Fian Yelik. The dwarves know you as Zonin Hookstanges, and there are many other names which you cannot be known by. Hey.
You scream that in his ear, and he turns and he goes, "You Sonor!" He like grabs Terrence like with eyes wide. He's like breathing real hard.
He's like a weed whacker. You just gotta give him a couple tries.
Usador, come. We'll make you some fox face and some there's meat.
Oh no. I have work to be done. Work is everywhere. Everywhere. All along. All of this.
Yes, Usador, you must help us understand. What have you been on to? What have you discovered? Take a really...
He's just breathing super hard. He's like grasping onto you.
You must tell us.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Can we leave the room?
Yeah, absolutely. Where would you like to go?
He seems at a loss.
Do you want to go outside? We should go
Let's go
outside.
to the
for a
dining
second.
room.
You kind of pick him up, say let's go to the dining room. He lets you pick him up and takes him out of the room. Kind of sit him down. He goes, "Beasts! Straw beasts! They are bred for fighting. They'll kill us all." Scarecrows. You kind of sit him down and calm him down for a second. A little bit more light in his eyes kind of comes up. He goes, "Oh, Terrence, all of you, Quincy, I've had visions, things, Salem."
We were with Saloon. We know.
Yeah, you can just see like fucking just madness in his eyes. You say Saloon, and he just immediately begins to like tear up. and you see just tears running down his cheeks.
She's dead, right? Didn't the moon get overrun?
Yeah. Usador, we need to know what is next and how to stop this. How do we proceed?
This is next. It's coming. It's coming from somewhere. I have a map. It's the map, and it's coming. It's coming from a certain place, and it's a place that was started. It's not the next place, but it's soon. It's coming. He's like looking up at the ceiling as he's saying that.
Like the March of the Modrons? All the Modrons are coming?
That's terrible. That's bad. But other things.
Not that.
There's
Something
multiple
else.
things.
So it's not the Modrons. Is it one other thing, or is it a lot of other things?
Like shakes his head violently. He just begins like sobbing again. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad you're
Yeah.
okay.
Oh. He's just like in the like hysterical.
Yeah.
Huh? He's just he begins like he looks up to the ceiling and he just points to the ceiling. It's coming.
I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
Okay, that puts him pretty well. He kind of settles back down. No longer hysterical. He says, "The Modrons are making their way through the multiverse. Things are dying that should be dead, and there are laws currently in place that weren't in place now. Things are being blended, things are being mixed, and there's a huge margarita of chaos that's coming, and
A rainbow bowl of chaos?
he's just like as sincere as possible. But that's one thing. The other thing's here, and it's now, and it's going to come soon. And I don't think Prime has anything to do with it. There's another thing, and it's larger. It's not larger, but it's still big.
Something's making all this happen, is what you're saying, right?
He nods his head. You can see his hand while he's seeing this is like going really weird. Like it's like his hand is doing this as he's saying it.
Oh, is he? Did you get like a pen or something? Who writes shit? Somebody give him something to write with.
I go get a piece of charcoal from upstairs.
Okay. You get a piece of charcoal and face him towards the table, and you put a little piece of paper, and he's like, just like, so it was the moon first, the sun is next, and there's other things that are coming, and then the cold's gonna come, and then the cold's not coming either anymore, and then other things are coming, and as he's saying that, he's like drawing something, and it looks pretty intricate. It's a very particular like borders that he's drawing, like very angular and like kind of weird angles. Almost looks like the diamond, but it's like a fatter on one side, kind of dips down. He does like a whole bunch of like cloudy movements on the borders of it, and begins drawing small rivers, and then like he starts like starring things inside of that, and then he draws a big fat line from one side to the other. Still just kind of mumbling about like the sun's gonna go first, and then the cold's gonna come, and then the cold won't be here anymore.
Is this what's happening with all the planes like lining up? Is this what's gonna happen in a couple of weeks? Like you're talking about what happens first?
You know, it's his head.
Okay.
But his hand is still just detailing this strange shape on the.
God.
Can I roll an investigation to see if I can figure out what he's trying to draw?
Sure.
All right. 26.
26. He is drawing a perfect recreation of a map of Sire.
Sire. Have we been to Sire?
And he's drawing this giant, like, bold line from one edge of Sire to the other, from a specific place to the edge of it. Sire was once a country that exploded, that turned into the morning. With a 26, you notice that the line starts pretty close to where White Earth would be. And it's moving west.
Starts at what city? I'm sorry.
White Earth?
Thanks.
It's where we planted the major seed, Zerg seed.
Not the Zerg seed, but like the Chaos Shard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And we just planted it and then ran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He begins like scrambling and he turns the paper over and he's just begins drawing like these tiny little like movements. And it just gets super detailed. It's eyes and mouths and hands and more eyes and mouths wrapped around hands and hands wrapped around mouths. It's like this really disturbing, like starts at one corner and he just begins like getting more and more detail. By the time he hits about a quarter of the page, it's just like this looking into like this writhing mass of eyes and claws and hands and mouths like melding each other.
Who's behind this? It's not. You said it's not Primus.
He stops. He kind of drops the charcoal quarter way through, and he looks at Terrence in like a moment of clarity, and he goes, "You know, you know, all of it." It's the charcoal begins fucking drawing again.
Did you guys catch that? You were cutting out for me, John.
What comes
He
next?
just said, you know, you all know.
Okay. It's the Lord of Blades, isn't it?
He doesn't say anything.
It's not Amon, is it? Or who was that?
Oh yeah, that's something.
What did you say?
The like seeds we planted.
Yeah, definitely. We planted one by Skullcord's Bridge, and we planted the other in Mornland. So if you're making the line, you're heading from the Mornland, heading pretty much southwest, no, southeast.
It was Amon Borgoth, right?
Yeah.
Imon Gorga, yeah, great old one.
Yeah. He is drawing all these eyes and all these like claws, and then he just like begins writing Amon Gorgoth in the shape of eyes, in the shape of claws, in the shape of mouths.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was talking about. Oh, shit just never ends.
That's who is behind the invasion of the moon and the slaughter of Saloon?
He doesn't answer.
I'm pretty sure those are the Modrons. He was saying that's separate from the Modrons and it's here, so gotta assume that it's that.
Usador, we are pulling together a great alliance to face this threat. We need you to give us a point a point of weakness that we can take advantage of to attack.
He doesn't really respond. There's this ridiculous madness in his eyes. Like there's like a pleading help, but he can't like vocalize anything. It actually reminds you a lot of when All-Star completely wasn't able to speak. Like this like ridiculous madness just like overloaded him. It reminds you a lot of that. Like this like, conscious otherworldly thing just short circuits somebody.
How did he even get like this?
If you remember, Chunt said that Usador did something to ask a question.
He asked Saloon, and he got fucked up.
Right.
Like when I rolled bad, couldn't talk for like 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like they said, like, yeah.
Well, alright.
Like if you ask questions that are too big to comprehend, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Usador, or that's what happened to Balstar?
Both of us.
Okay.
Is here a good time to end for tonight?
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm tired.
Kind of late. Trying to end my bit of here.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Sure.
thanks, man.
There's a lot of shit to do. Still in the end game, and I'm excited.
And we all have our thinking caps on. So it'll be a good session next time.
Love you all.
Alright, next time we the dragon.
Jeez, man.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You too, buddy.
Good idea.
Goodbye.